Hi children, welcome back to the science class. In the previous day, yesterday, we just had discussed about agriculture, at the same time crops, and to spread cropping patterns in India, and they are kharif crops and rabi crops. And yesterday, I think 3 to 4 times I said the definition for agriculture because the name of this lesson is crop production and management, and that is the reason everybody could easily understand this lesson is about agriculture, and that was the reason why I repeated the definition many times. Hope you understand. The definition has to be learned by everybody. And regarding kharif crops and rabi crops, and there we stopped yesterday. And kharif crops in the sense the crops which are grown in rainy season are called kharif crops, whereas rabi crops are grown in winter season. The crops which are grown in winter season is called and they're called the rabi crops. And next we are going to learn about the basic practices of crop production are written on the board. If you want to cultivate a crop, some steps has to be made first, and such kind of or basic practices of crop production we are going to discuss today. What are we going to discuss today? We are going to discuss the basic practices of crop production. As I told you, the name of the lesson is crop production and management, and what is a crop, and that also I said very clearly yesterday. Okay, see, basic practices of crop production, and 7 basic practices are there, and they are preparation of soil, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting and the storage. And these are the 7 basic crop practices of crop production. See, and there is a question which is in a green box, and the answer is there just down. Why paddy cannot be grown in winter season? And most of the students might be knowing the answer. Paddy cannot be, or rice plants, paddy, it cannot be grown in winter season. Why it cannot be? The answer is given just below. The reason was that paddy requires a large amount of water. See, paddy requires a lot of water, therefore it is grown only in the rainy season. And this is a question, there may be a chance for getting in the examination, and the question is, why paddy cannot be grown in the winter season? Actually, common sense is enough to say that answer, because paddy belongs to a kharif crops, and which we grow in the rainy season. Am I right? So why is that? What is the answer for this question? Why paddy cannot be grown in the winter season? Paddy requires a lot of water, a large quantity of water needs for paddy, and that is the reason why it is not possible to cultivate paddy in the winter season. Okay, see, page number 2. Point your fingers on the words wherever I read. See, cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmers over a period of time. You may find that these activities are similar to those carried out by a gardener or even by you when you grow ornamental plants in your house. And most of the students know, especially girls, might be having a habit to grow the plants in their garden. Every house, we can see some beautiful flowers, because some persons are fond of gardening, and that too is an art of agriculture, gardening. And see, suppose a rose plant, what do we need to give them daily if it wants to grow? Of course, watering is needed, and some other, at the same time, there may be a chance to get the attack from some of the insects and all. So we may use some fertilizers, some pesticides and all in order to prevent them. In the same manner, a farmer also does the same work in the field. And those, which are those? First, before the harvesting, the farmer has to prepare the land for that concerned crop. what crop is going to be cultivated, according to its growth, the land has to be, or the soil has to be prepared by the gardener, and that is the first step. Then followed by sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting and storage. One by one I shall explain. See, these activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices, which are listed below. Just now, right now, which are they? Which are the basic agricultural practices? And they are preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting and storage. And this is one of the most important 3-mark question. This is one of the most important 3-mark questions. You may be given the question in this manner. List out the basic practices of crop production. What is the question? You may be given a question in the examination. List out the basic practices of crop production. So you want to write these 7 points. Which are they? Preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting and storage. And the first point is preparation of soil. And as I told you just now, before cultivating a crop, whatever it may be wheat or rice, whatever it may be, we have to make the soil according to its proper growth. What crop is going to be chosen, according to its proper growth, the land or the preparation or the soil has to be prepared. Do you understand? And see 1.3, the first agricultural practice, and that is preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. Which is the first step before growing a crop? And that is preparation of soil. According to the crop, we have to prepare the soil. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. First step. And that is one of the most important steps. We have to turn the soil and loosen it. Underline that point. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. If the top soil, and we know very well, the top soil will be more fertile, top soil, and mostly the crops like paddy, wheat, no, its roots go through the top soil only, and that is the reason why it can easily absorb the macro and micronutrients which is present in the soil. And see, this allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. Unless we loosen the soil, no, the roots cannot penetrate into deep into the soil. See, the loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. Why does the loosening of soil allow the roots breathe easily? The answer is given there. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. And you know very well, these microworms, in the sense, some of the nutrients are present in the soil, like macro and micronutrients. And they are the friends of neighbors. The reason is that, and even earthworms also, the area where earthworms are present, and that area is suitable for cultivation, because what is the reason for that? That land will be fertile. And the question is that, why does the loosening of soil allow the roots to breathe easily? As I said now, earthworms will be present there. At the same time, some of the nutrients like macro and micronutrients. See, these organisms are friends of the farmer, since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. As I told you, humus, in the sense fertile soil, no, that is called humus. And with the presence of these nutrients and earthworms, the crops will be growing in a fast manner. But why the soil needs to be turned and loosened? One more question. What is the need for loosening and turning the soil? The answer is there. Since only a few centimeters of the top layer of soil support the plant growth, as I told you, the top soil will be more fertile. And that is the reason why we needed to turn and loosen the soil. You have learned in the previous classes that soil contains minerals, water, air, and some living organisms in addition. What are the things contained by soil? Yeah, soil contains minerals, water, air, and some living organisms, like as I said just before. Some of the friends, they're the friends of the farmers. And who are they? The micro and macro nutrients which are present in the soil. In addition, dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms. Because of these organisms, the dead part of the animals and the plants, it will be decaying in the soil, and it helps the farmer to grow their crops. In this way, various nutrients in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. These nutrients are again absorbed by plants. And the question which was asked before, it was, why the soil needs to be turned and loosened? The answer is there in the last paragraph. The answer for this question, why the soil needs to be turned and loosened, the answer is there in the last paragraph, first sentence. See. Since only a few centimeters of the top layer of soil supports plant growth, turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient-rich soil to the top so that plant can use these nutrients. Thus, turning and loosening of soil is very important for cultivation of crop. This is one of the most important questions. Why the soil needs to be turned and loosened? And the first point is, since only a few centimeters of the top layer of soil supports plant growth, only a few centimeters of the top layer of the soil, it helps plant growth. First point. And second point, turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient-rich soil to the top so that plant can use these nutrients. When we turn the soil, when we loosen the soil, these nutrients come up and the plants could easily make use of these nutrients. Hope you understand. And the rest of the part will be discussed in the next class. So whatever the questions related to this topic, whatever I taught today, and that will be sent along with this video. Thank you.